Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the buffed Nidoqueen in the Open Ultra League here right now. This Pokemon has now a little bit more potential as a Poison Fang does more damage, which is definitely beneficial for this Pokemon. It's pretty high up in the meta right now, and this team itself going to be so nice to play as well. I can highly recommend you this one again. Very strong team to use. Had a lot of fun to play with it. I played it late at night where I definitely did some very stupid mistakes, which I definitely shouldn't have done otherwise, but you're going to see most likely a few of them as well. But it's not the team fault, it's the player's fault in this case, definitely I have to say. But you're going to see a lot of cool games with this team. Honestly, I love this team so much. I can highly recommend you to try it out. Especially the Say Swap of the Gunk Shot variant of the Obstagoon. This Pokemon is insanely underrated right now. You're going to see it all around here. You're going to see so many Gunk Shots hit. You're going to love it. I'm honest, like this thing is just such a cool Pokemon to use. Say Swap Obstagoon right now, while it seems kinda counterproductive there, it's a ton of fun. Here we're going to see, sadly, the Surfetch still going to be able to do a ton of damage against us, but are we going to let this move go through? It's going to be a Leaf Blade, it doesn't knock us out, and we can knock them out at the same time as we go down, but we still have a Pokemon left, so we're going to be able to win this game. Next opponent, we're going to see a Tapu Fini coming in. In comes now the Drapion, and we will be able to go ahead and go into our Scrafty. Usually a matchup that we're going to win. It's a little bit dicey if they run the move Sludge Bomb, but as you're going to see here right now, they're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch instead, which is going to be a little bit better for us. We're going to double resist this compared to the Sludge Bomb, which is going to do neutral damage. And as you're going to see here, they're going to have Awkward Tail as well, where we can take another one as well, which is going to be very good for us. As the Power Punch is coming through, we're going to knock them out here. And now we're going to be able to go ahead and go for more foul play damage against the opponent. We are double buffed here, so this is going to do a ton of damage against them, even though it's going to be resisted. We're going to see already we have them at half of their health, and that's going to allow us to even put them into a range where we might be able to knock them out later on just with going for some moves with our Obstagoon, but it doesn't matter anyway, as the opponent has a Steelix in the back, which usually runs Crunch plus Psychic Fangs as their charge moves, so it's very weak against Obstagoon, like this Steelix as well. And we're going to see a Tapu Fini coming in here right now. I told you that Gunk Shot is a very nice move to go for, especially as the opponent goes here just for a Surf and not for the own Moonblast here. So this Gunk Shot is coming through, going to nearly one-shot them, does a ton of damage and realigns our Pokemon. Look at this, this was so much fun to play. Honestly, can highly recommend you this team. It's so much fun to play Obstagoon right now as a Say-Sub with Gunk Shot, as there are so many Tapu Fini around, even against Versian. If like Versian wants to go up to 100 energy, like it can, because you have Gunk Shot, which is going to be super effective. And as you're going to see here right now, we're going to have a great position, as the Steelix is going to have to deal with our Scrafty, and the Golisopod has to deal with our Nidoqueen. While of course it's going to be a Water type against our Ground type right now, Nidoqueen doesn't really care too much. I think one Liquidation nearly one-shots us, so I'm going to shield up them immediately here. But as you're going to see right now, they're going to let the move go through anyway, but we're going to do so much damage just with the Poison Fang alone, which is going to be so amazing. Let's take a look at the next opponent here. We're going to see a Toxicroak coming in, which is very bad for this team. Like, Toxicroak is a core breaker for this team. Definitely something that you will have struggles dealing with. It's pretty rare. I made a video though afterwards about it, like you saw the video about this Toxicroak as well, most likely before yesterday. But while playing this one here, definitely people didn't really see that too much. But Toxicroak is a core breaker for this team. There is no doubt about this. It's a very difficult Pokemon to deal with. But also in general, Toxicroak is super underrated, and I expect it to spike a little bit more in popularity because it just beats so many of the current meta threats. Like, it's such a strong Pokemon to use. So here we're going to see the Charizard going for one Blast Burn. We can at least still take that one, and we can try to knock them out with our Obstagoon and a Night Slash here. But in comes, of course, the Toxicroak, and we are not in a great spot. We're going to try to go ahead and go into our Nidoqueen here, trying to go for the Poison Fang, as the opponent going to go for their own charge move. And now it just depends if we have something in the back that we can beat still with our Scrafty, but they can even get to another charge move here, which is going to be the Sludge Bomb, doing a ton of damage, and in comes a Pidgeot. There was honestly nothing I can do here. Literally nothing that I can do, but it's going to be fine. We can go ahead and go into the next game, as we're going to see the Walrein coming in here. We're going to swap out into our Obstagoon. Let's see what's coming in. It's going to be the Charizard. Here it's safer to just go straight for the Night Slash, while I want to, of course, go for the Gunk Shot here. Night Slash is going to do enough in the long run anyway, so it's going to be fine for us. we're going to actually shield this move up because it's going to be the Blast Burn, which is definitely best, like the best for us here right now. As this Night Slash, gonna get the shield from the opponent anyway. We're gonna get them super low here already. It's going to be another CMP tie, but if this is a Blast Burn, we sadly don't survive it. Okay, that's kind of sad. But we're going to be able to farm them all the way down here. It's just a Dragon Claw. I can let this move go through. And we're going to see here right now the opponent going back into the War Rain. Now it's down to our Scrafty. We're gonna go straight ahead and go for the Power Punch to do more damage with our fast move, which is really adding up already. You see the health declining pretty fast from the opponent. We're going to shield up the first move, expecting Thunderbolt, but they're actually going to go for the Surf, and I can go ahead and go for the bait this time around. Do we get the shield? We do get the shield, and this is super important. Because if they didn't shield there, of course, it would have been a little bit tricky, but also if they didn't shield the foul play, it would have done a ton of damage, as you're going to see here right now with this foul play. So definitely a smart decision by the opponent, usually to shield here, but like this it wasn't. But also I should have swapped out here. Why didn't I swap out? Because they have to go for the Earthquake here, and I can go ahead and go for my own Earth Power, and this should be enough to knock out the opponent, and boom, it is not, but one more Force Move, it will be enough to knock them out, and this is going to be a very good game. Let's take a look at the next one. We're going to see a Talonflame against us in the lead. This is actually something that we can usually at least beat pretty easily. As you're going to get out a Jellicent, I don't have to swap out immediately. I'm just going to get some extra energy on my Nidoqueen because we are completely hard-rolling them with the Obstagoon. Obstagoon is the better Pokemon to go into here because you're going to be double resisting the fast move, which is, or like triple resisting actually the fast move, which is even better. And also Night Slash is a little bit more faster to get to, in my opinion, as well as you're going to be able to maybe boost up, which is even better for you. But in this case, actually, you know, we're actually gonna get the boost. I didn't expect that we're gonna get the boost here, but I could shield this move up if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to keep my Obstagoon around. This time around, I'm going to shield because I didn't think that they would already be able to surf. This was my own mistake. This was pretty damn bad. But again, I played this late at night, and you see that sometimes in my plays, I literally should have played those games at those times. Like, definitely make sure always when you try to play your games that you're at least half awake. You don't really need to be fully awake usually, but half awake would be enough to definitely have better results with this team. But here we're going to at least still be able to get a shield from the opponent. We can go ahead and go into our Nidoqueen. But again, I should have just kept both of my shields here in total, but I didn't, and now we're going to have a Scrafty against us, which is definitely less than ideal. So you're going to see now the opponent going for one Hydro Cannon. They don't knock us out with two, so they're going to be forced to go for an Earthquake here right now, but it's not really looking too good for us again. Honestly, this would be fully avoidable if I just threw my Night Slash before the opponent gets to a Surf, but this is my own mistake, so that's not something I can really say about the team. As I sadly still get to a move here. They would have had a move already in the Talonflame, and they go for the Earthquake anyway, so it doesn't really matter that I even tried to throw my charge move onto the CMP tie. But let's take a look at the next game. This is going to be a hard counter matchup for us. Aurora is going to knock us out easily, but you're going to be able to swap out into the Obstagoon, and in comes the Tapu Fini, and you know already how this is gonna go here right now. Gunk Shot is coming through immediately here, and boom, does a ton of damage against the opponent who already won a regional, as you see by the shirt. There's going to be a Surf coming through here, and we're going to shield this move up just in case it would be a Moonblast, and we can farm them all the way down. And at this point of time, this game is over, because you're going to be able to realign, and we're going to see what they have in the bag, which is going to be the Jellicent, and we even get the attack boost here, which literally doesn't matter for us here, because you're going to completely destroy the opponent anyway. But of course, it's nice. I definitely don't mind it. I take that attack boost there for sure. As they're going to go ahead and go for the next charge move here. I can let this move go through, it doesn't really matter. I can go back into my Nidoqueen here. They're going to go into the Auroras, and let's see here, we're going to have a Scrafty. They can go for the Power Punch. There's not a lot that they can do. They're going to forfeit here, and that's going to be a very good game. They would have kind of hard-rolled me. I guess the Jellicent would have been fine for us to still deal with, but they didn't because we were able to realign, which was very nice for us. In comes here now the Drapion against us, and I think this was the game which I completely screw up here, but we will find out shortly. We're going to see that the opponent going to go ahead and go for a Sludge Bomb. So, what I tried to do here right now? Honestly, I don't even know why I tried it. I'm going to go for a Shield here, and I thought I could farm them all the way down. Turns out, I guess it's a 665 count for Sludge Bomb with this Pokemon, because it's going to knock me out here right now. And this point of time, a game that I would have hard countered the opponent went to a hard counter towards me because I just was too greedy there. Honestly, I should have won this game here for sure. This would have been easily a win for me if I just played it better, but I didn't. So again, something that goes straight on me because it was definitely my own fault and my own mistake. But there's something that you have to acknowledge, of course, where you see like, that's like the thing anyway. I see a lot of people complain about their teams and that being wrong. I did already a lot of coaching, like coaching sessions would be also like in the description if you want to book some or whatever. But usually I see like misplays that just happen. And like misplays happen to everybody. I'm not playing perfect either, especially not at 2 AM at night. But here we see, again, a very nice Gunk Shot, by the way. But what I just can say about this is that a lot of times the team is not the issue and just like missed opportunities in terms of win calls, missed opportunities on how you play, which just happens, like, which is totally okay. Those things just happen, and those things are the main ways how people lost usually, what I can see. A lot of times they were winnable games and they just threw the game, like me a lot of times in this video already, which is fine, but this is like the thing that most people should improve on and not really the team. The team is actually not a lot of times the biggest issue for people to climb. It's usually some lost win cons there, which you play a match up a little bit worse or like a little bit differently than you should have done. And it's like the main thing that people make like lose games, which is kind of interesting, at least for me. I actually thought it would be like also a lot of times like team comps, but there was, for example, like one dude that I coached for the Master League, and we did 15 games in total, and they could have won 14 out of them. I think they went like 8 and 7 or something total, but they could have won 14 out of them if they found the win cons all the time. So like that's just in general a small talk about what really is the thing that causes the most losses, in my opinion. But of course, you're always going to have some human error in there, which is just normal, I feel like. Here we're going to see now the opponent having the Obstagoon in the back, and this basically already is CLD here, because you're going to be able to just go ahead, go for a charge move against the opponent here with our Nidoqueen. They even let this move go through, maybe already knowing that the writing is on the walls. We're going to be able to just go ahead and swap out into the Obstagoon, farming them all the way down and winning us this game pretty easily. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to have our Auroras in the lead again. Horrible for us, but we can swap out again into our Obstagoon, and in comes a Virizion. This time around, the opponent does not allow me to go for any charge moves, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm still gonna go ahead and go for at least a Night Slash here. Maybe I can get a shield, maybe I can get the small amount of damage here, but it is actually not really helping us too much. We can still go ahead and go into the Nidoqueen. Our best bet here, I guess, is just go ahead and try to farm them down, try to go for the Earth Power against the opponent's what's called the opponent's Auroras. That most likely is going to be the best play for us. And maybe try to get a shield advantage here now for us, Grafty in the back, that maybe can just go up and go for all the boost with the fast move there and the charge move of Power Punch. But we will find out what they're going to have in the back. Seems to be a little bit weak to us, because they're going to stay in this matchup. I'm going to shield up the Weather Ball, and I expect it to be the Trevenant here, so I'm going to let this move go through. Let's see what they're going to try to do here. They're going to go ahead and they have to let this move go through here as well, most likely. Don't think it does knock them out from this range yet. It doesn't, and it's going to be the Trevenant, so I can just go straight for the foul play. Because we are buffed here, which is really important here, this foul play would do a ton of damage. I don't think it does knock them out quite yet, but it does do a ton of damage. As you're going to see as well, we're going to outspeed the opponent. I made sure that we would do that, and we will be able to now come out of this game with a victory, as you're going to be even able to catch the Seed Bomb from the opponent onto our Nidoqueen, and just to show some dominance here, we're going to be able to now knock them out and win this game. Let's take a look at the final game of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like as well and subscribe if you haven't already. Would appreciate it. Easiest way to help out the channel, as you're going to see a very bad lead for us. But what we can do here is we can just go ahead and get some extra energy and then swap out into our Obstagoon and get completely hardwalled again by the Cobalion, which is really not the matchup that you want to see. They could just go ahead and farm us all the way down. If they want to, they could do that, but they don't want to, which I appreciate. Sacred Sword coming through, Sacred Sword going to completely annihilate us, and at this point of time, we just have to hope that our Scrafty is going to be enough here to knock out the opponent. But Sacred Sword coming through here, gonna give us some more time here, which is going to be nice. Allowing us to go for an Earth Power, allowing us to knock them out here, and we have to hope that our Scrafty can seal that one. But I feel like we're most likely not gonna enjoy the final Pokemon, which is going to be a 100% Shadow variant of Galvantula, fully XL, level 50 here, which is insane to have. So the opponent definitely built this one mainly because they have that, and that's very rare to get a 100% Shadow Pokemon. I only have 2 100% Shadow Pokemon. Let me know in the comment section how many do you have. I have a Ninetales, and I have also the Flygon, which is kind of nice, but not really that useful. So yeah, do you have any 100% Shadow Pokemon? Let me know in the comment section, because this game is going to be over here at this point of time. As Giratina still has 2 shields, there's no lot that I can do here, and I'm going to forfeit to just save us some time. This team is still amazing, as you saw most likely with all the Gunk Shots landing here from our Obstagoon. Hope you enjoyed this video. Nidoqueen definitely back, and I see you in the next one. 2 on the screen, by the way, 2 videos. Check them out if you haven't already, and bye.